We all think of the bathroom as a safe place, a spot to get clean, to relax at the end of the day. But the hard truth is that thousands of our seniors suffer serious, life-changing accidents in that very room every single year. Tomorrow, that could be you. You wash every day. You keep yourself clean. So why are you still at risk? Why does this happen? Hello, everyone. As a family doctor who has cared for patients just like you for over 35 years, I am here to tell you a secret. There is a specific part of the body that 9 out of 10 Americans over 65 simply do not know about. Neglect this one spot, and you could be facing a nursing home, perhaps as early as your 70s. I've seen it firsthand, like with Mrs. Sarah Jenkins from Miami, who was days away from being placed in a nursing home after repeated falls. But after just 5 minutes a day, focusing on this one spot, she walked into my clinic without her walker. It's not your hands, and it's not your feet. Watch this entire video to learn the secret to living a healthy, independent life all the way to 100. Before we dive in, if what I just shared feels familiar, if you've ever worried about falling or becoming a burden on the people you love, please comment a simple yes below. It shows me you understand, and it shows others in our community that they are truly not alone. Okay, let's get started. All right, let's start our countdown. We're going to begin with position number 5, your palms. Now, folks, let me ask you, how many times a day do you wash your hands? Before you eat, after you use the restroom, after you come in from gardening. You're washing your hands constantly, aren't you? It's the first rule of good hygiene we ever learn. But here is a fact that's going to shock you. 97 out of every 100 Americans are washing their hands the wrong way. You see, your palms are more than just skin. They are truly a control panel, a roadmap to your entire body. You have over 7,000 nerve endings. Think about that for a second. 7,000 concentrated in the palm of each hand. That's like having the entire population of a small town living in your hand. And those nerves? They aren't just for touching. They are direct lines to your stomach, to your liver, to your heart, to your lungs. They are plugged into every single major organ you have. Now, as we get older, this becomes even more critical. Our circulation naturally starts to slow down. These thousands of nerve endings, they get sleepy. They don't send or receive signals as clearly as they used to. That's why you might feel bloated after a meal you've eaten 100 times, or why you just feel sluggish, like your internal engine isn't running right. It's not necessarily what you're eating. It's how your body is processing it, and those sleepy nerves in your palms can play a big part. I'll tell you about Dave Harrison, a wonderful 72-year-old gentleman from Austin. Dave came to me because he'd been on medication for chronic indigestion for 10 years, a full decade. He said, "Doctor, it doesn't matter what I eat. I'm always bloated, always heavy. Food just sits in my stomach like a rock." He was miserable, seen specialists, and no one could find the root cause. When he sat in my exam room, I did something he didn't expect. I asked to see his hands. I held his palms, and folks, they were cold and hard. I looked him in the eye and said, "Dave, this is the problem. It's not just in your stomach, it's in your hands." I told him, "When you take your shower every morning, I want you to try washing your palms this specific way." He looked at me like I had 3 heads, but he was desperate, so he agreed to try. Just 2 weeks later, my phone rings. It's Dave, and I could hear a smile in his voice. He said, "Doc, I ate a whole bowl of chili last night, and I feel good. I can't remember the last time I felt good after a meal." So, how do we activate this incredible control panel? It is so very simple. First, when you're in the shower under that nice warm water, I want you to clap your hands together for 30 seconds. I'm serious. Clap them hard enough to make a sound. You should feel your palms start to tingle and get warm. That's the sound of 7,000 nerves waking up. That's the feeling of blood rushing to the surface. Second, after your 30 seconds of clapping, I want you to take the thumb of one hand and find the fleshy, muscular part on your other hand, right between your thumb and your index finger. That's a powerful spot we call the Higu point. I want you to press it. Press it firmly. You'll feel a dull, satisfying ache. That's good. Hold that pressure for just 5 seconds. That's it. 30 seconds of clapping, 5 seconds of pressing. Not even 1 minute. This simple action helps you get the nutrients from your food, improves your digestion, and so much more. I had another patient, Mrs. Susan Campbell from Chicago, 67 years old. Her hands and feet were always numb, always tingling, and she woke up at 3:15 a.m. every single night. I gave her the exact same instructions. 3 weeks later, she came back to my office, smiling. She said, "Doctor, I slept through the night for the first time in I don't even know how long, and my hands, they feel warm." We didn't cure some mysterious disease. We just turned the power back on. We woke up the control panel, all by washing our palms the right way. If that makes you say "wow," type "wow" in the comments below. Next up, we have position number 4. The back of your knees, or as I like to call it, your knee pit. I want you to do a little test for me right now. Look down at your legs, at your ankles. At the end of the day, when you take off your socks, do you have that deep, angry red line, that ditch carved into your skin? A mark that stays there for 10, 20, maybe even 30 minutes? Or try this. Take your thumb and press it firmly into your shin, right against the bone, for about 5 seconds. Now, let go. Do you see a little dent, a little pit where your thumb was? If you do, that's a warning sign. That's edema. That's fluid, toxins, and waste that is backing up in your body. And it's happening because you are not paying attention to the soft spot behind your knees. 8 out of 10 Americans over 60 are severely clogged in this very spot, and you might be too. Think of the back of your knee as the main drain pipe for your entire lower body. It's not just a bend in your leg. It's home to one of the largest, most important clusters of lymph nodes in your body. And what do lymph nodes do? They are your body's garbage disposal. They filter out all the metabolic waste, the toxins, the excess fluid, and send it on its way to be removed. So, what happens when the drain in your kitchen sink gets clogged with grease and gunk? The dirty water backs up, doesn't it? It fills the sink, and it stinks. This is exactly what is happening in your legs. As we get older, 2 things happen. Our lymph system naturally gets a little sluggish. And let's be honest, we sit more. Gravity becomes our enemy. All that waste fluid, that gunk, it just sits there. It doesn't get pumped out. It pools in your ankles, making them swell. It presses on your joints, making your knees ache. It gives you that heavy, lead-like feeling in your legs. You think it's just old age. You think it's arthritis. Folks, so often it's just plumbing. It's a backup. The science on this is incredible. A German research team found that just 1 minute of stimulating this spot can make your lymph system flow twice as fast. It's like pouring Drano down a clogged pipe. A Harvard study showed that people with a clogged popliteal fossa, that's your knee pit, are 6 times more likely to suffer from leg swelling. And my favorite, the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons noted that patients who took care of this spot reduced their rates of knee arthritis by half. Think about that. Half the people suffering from grinding knee pain might just have a plumbing problem. I will never, ever forget a patient of mine named William Bill Adams from Newark, 68 years old. He came in. "Doc," he said, "my legs are just swollen. I guess it's just my age. I told him to keep an eye on it. He came back 2 weeks later, and my heart just sank into my stomach. He was using a walker. 2 weeks. He was a proud man, a carpenter his whole life, and he looked at me with pure terror in his eyes. "Doctor," he said, "I can't trust my legs. The strength is just gone." I had him sit down. I checked the back of his knees, folks. They were hard as cement, completely blocked. I told him, "Bill, this is the problem. It's all backed up. We need to clear the drain." Here is the simple 1-minute solution I gave him. First, in the shower, take your shower head and aim that warm, pulsing water directly at the back of your knee. Let it pound on that soft spot for 30 seconds. You are using the heat and the pressure to break up that clog. Second, turn off the water and take your 4 fingers. Put them into that soft spot and just gently rub in a circle clockwise, slow and easy for 30 seconds. Now hear me. Gently. This is not a deep tissue massage. You are just nudging the pump. That's it. 30 seconds of water, 30 seconds of rubbing. 1 minute. This simple action will get rid of the swelling and make your legs feel light again. 3 weeks later, Bill Adams walked into my office. No walker. He said, "Doc, my legs feel light. I walked up the stairs. I feel safe again." I had another patient, Margaret Hayes from Miami, 71 years old. She'd had achy, swollen legs for 10 years. Doctors just patted her on the hand and said, "It's your age, dear." 2 weeks after I gave her this simple instruction, she called me crying. "Doctor," she said, "the marks are gone. My legs don't ache. It's real." If you're tired of achy knees, type "free" in the comments. Moving on to position number 3, your groin. Now, having light legs is wonderful, but what good is it if you're still waking up with that nagging low back ache? What good is it if you're constantly mapping out the bathrooms every single time you leave the house? Are you tired? So tired of waking up at 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. to go to the bathroom? This is a common problem for men and for women that always gets worse as we age. But 9 out of 10 seniors never even think to address it. I'm going to tell you right now, position number 3 is your groin. Yes, your groin. The crease where your leg meets your body. I know you might be surprised. It might feel a little strange or a little awkward, but I need you to listen to me. This is not strange. This is medical, and it is critically important. As we age and as we sit more, this Grand Central Station gets a massive traffic jam. The blood flow down gets restricted, which is why your feet are cold. The lymph flow up gets blocked, which puts pressure on all your internal organs, including your bladder, which is what gives you that constant, nagging urge to go. The science is settled. Johns Hopkins published research showing that when these groin lymph nodes are healthy and flowing, your overall immunity skyrockets. A British study found that people with poor groin circulation are 9 times more likely to suffer from cold legs. Another study found that people who actively stimulate this area can walk on average 8 years longer. Imagine walking strong at 83 instead of 75. Remember Richard "Rich" Thompson, a 73-year-old gentleman from Atlanta? He came to see me looking like a ghost. He was exhausted. He sat down and said, "Doctor, I'm at my wit's end. I get up 5 times a night. 5. I haven't slept for more than 90 minutes at a time in years. I'm just so tired." When he came to my office, I examined that area, and just as I suspected, his groin was cold. Cold to the touch. Stone cold. I told him, "Rich, here's your problem. This whole area is a frozen dam. The circulation is blocked." I taught him a simple 90-second routine. 1 month later, he came back. He looked like a new man. He grabbed my hand and said, "Doctor, I sleep until 6 a.m. I get up once, sometimes not at all. You gave me my sleep back." He also mentioned, "My feet are warm. My feet haven't been warm in 20 years. So what do we do? It's simple. First, in the shower, take that warm water and let it run right along that crease, that panty line or brief line, for 30 seconds. You're just warming up the highway. Second, take the fingertips of both hands and gently press into that crease. Hold for 5 seconds and release. Do this 5 times. Again, gently. You're just nudging the pump. Third, take your flat hands and swipe from your lower belly down towards the crease. 10 times. You are clearing the road. That's it. 30 seconds of water, 30 seconds of pressing, 30 seconds of swiping. 90 seconds. This is what helped Mrs. Karen Adams from Phoenix, 69 years old. She told me she had to wear thermal underwear in the middle of the Arizona summer because her legs were so cold. Doctors just shrugged. 3 weeks after I taught her this, she called me laughing. "Doctor," she said, "I turned off my electric blanket. My husband thinks it's a miracle." This routine helps to warm up your legs and helps you sleep right through the night. Just by clearing this one spot, you can reignite the fire in your entire lower body. And by the way, if your feet are cold right now as you're listening to this, just do me a favor and type the number 2 in the comments below. You are not alone. Now, we move to position number 2, the back of your neck. Folks, this one is about your mind. You can have warm feet and light legs, but if your mind isn't clear, what good is it? Tell me, does this sound familiar? You walk into the kitchen with a purpose, and you stop. You're just standing there. You have absolutely no idea why you walked in. Or you're talking to a friend. You're trying to remember the name of an actor you've loved for 40 years, and the name is, it's just gone. Or you find your car keys in the refrigerator. You laugh it off. You say, "Oh, I'm just having a senior moment." Folks, let me be very clear. As your doctor, I am telling you there is no such thing as a senior moment. It is not a normal part of aging. It is a warning sign. It's a warning sign that this specific spot, position number 2, is blocked. This spot is responsible for the single most important job in your body: getting blood to your brain. Your brain lives on blood, but it only has one highway to get it, and that highway goes right up the back of your neck. If it gets blocked, the blood doesn't get there. And if the blood doesn't get to your brain, you get brain fog, you get dizzy, you get memory lapses, and eventually, if it's not fixed, you get the one thing we all fear: dementia. As we age, those muscles get tighter and tighter, and they squeeze that highway. They are literally pinching the hose. Decades of stress, of looking down at phones or books, of worrying, can turn those muscles solid. I'll never forget a patient of mine, Patricia Liz Green from Austin, 70 years old. She came to my office, not because she was in pain, but because she was scared. She sat across from me, and she whispered, "Doctor, I forgot my granddaughter's name. She was standing right in front of me talking to me, and I couldn't find her name. I had to pretend." I examined her and her neck. It wasn't muscle anymore. It was like rock. I told her, "Liz, this is not your mind failing. This is your neck failing. Your neck is choking the blood flow to your brain. Your brain is starving." So, how do we fix it? This is a life-saving 2-minute-a-day habit. First, in the shower, I want you to turn that water on as hot as you can comfortably stand it. And I want you to let that water blast the back of your neck, from your shoulders to your skull, for 1 full minute. You are using heat to melt those frozen muscles. Second, after your shower, when you're dry, I want you to take the fingers of both hands and massage that area. Knead it like you're kneading bread, from your shoulders up to the base of your skull. 1 more minute. Be kind to yourself, but be firm. You are breaking up those knots. That's it. 1 minute of water, 1 minute of massage. This clears your mind and protects your precious memory. I taught this to Liz. A month later, she called me. She said, "Doctor, I'm playing cards again with my friends. I'm remembering my grocery list. I feel like me again." Just by unpinching the hose, just by letting the blood get back to your brain. If you want a sharper mind, type "clear" below. And now we are at position number 1, your solar plexus, the most important spot of all. Because, folks, you can have light legs, you can have a warm body, you can have a clear mind, but if your spirit is anxious, if your heart is heavy, if your soul is tired, none of it matters. Tell me the truth. Do you sleep at night, or do you lie there staring at the ceiling, your mind just racing? Do you jolt awake at 2 or 3 in the morning with a feeling of dread, a tightness in your chest? Do you just live with a constant low-level anxiety? That feeling, that is position number 1. It is the boiler room, the furnace of your entire body. If this spot is cold, your whole body is cold. If this spot is hard, your mind cannot be at peace. You can't sleep. You're irritable. You're worried. And 44 out of 100 Americans have a hard, painful knot right here, but they never, ever think to touch it. Right now, find that spot. It's that soft, fleshy area right in the center of your chest, right where your ribs part. Gently press your fingers into it. Does it hurt even a little? Does it feel tight? Tender? Hard? If it does, that is your body screaming at you. This spot is your central control system for emotion, for stress, for immunity. When you get angry, this spot gets hot. When you get sad, it feels heavy. And when you are worried, day after day, it gets hard. In Korea, they have a medical term for this. It's called wabyang. It's a real diagnosis, the anger illness from a lifetime of stuffing your feelings down. Harvard published research showing that when this spot is tight, your body is flooded with the stress hormone cortisol. That's why you can't sleep. That's why you're anxious. But when you learn to release it, the science is like a miracle. An Oxford study found that people who relax this spot triple their immune function. A Japanese study found it improves your gut health, your second brain, by 67%. And here, this is the one that truly matters for so many. When they studied insomnia patients, 72% of them, 7 out of 10, who learned to do this one simple thing, got their sleep back in 2 weeks. Last year, a 68-year-old woman from Chicago, Barbara White, sat in my office. Her hands were shaking. She told me, "Doctor, I have had insomnia for 30 years. I have not had a natural night of sleep since my husband passed." She said, "I rely on sleeping pills. And now even the pills, they're not working anymore. What am I going to do?" I listened, and then I gently asked her permission, and I pressed on her solar plexus. "Folks!" she yelped. It was like a rock. It felt like a golf ball was stuck inside her chest. I looked at her and I said, "Barbara, this is the problem. 30 years of grief, of stress, of anxiety. It's all stored right here." She was confused. "My solar plexus, what is that? What does that have to do with my sleep?" I explained, "Barbara, this is the boiler room of your body. So, what is it? What do you do? This one you do after your shower when you're warm and dry and quiet. First, take your warm, flat hand and place it right on that solar plexus and just gently rub in a circle clockwise for 1 minute. You are not trying to hurt it. You are not trying to break it up. You are trying to soothe it. You're telling it it's okay. You can let go now. You're just warming the furnace. Second, after 1 minute, I want you to take 5 deep breaths in through your nose. Fill your belly up with air. Hold it for 1 second. And then a long, slow sigh out your mouth. A sound like whoosh. Do this 5 times. 1 minute of rubbing. 1 minute of breathing. 2 minutes. This is to calm your mind, ease your anxiety, and give you the deep, restorative sleep you deserve. I taught this to Barbara. 2 weeks later, she called my office, and she was crying. I thought, oh no. But they were happy tears. She whispered, "Doctor, last night I slept. I didn't take a pill. I just slept all night." Folks, this isn't just a spot on your chest. It's the home of your spirit. You have to take care of it. If you're ready for peaceful sleep, type peace in the comments. As we wrap up, we've explored these 5 critical spots that can truly transform our golden years. But as I always say, knowledge is only powerful when we put it into action. So now I have one important question for you. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? It could be as simple as, I will clap my hands in the shower, or I will remember to massage my neck, or I will breathe and rub my solar plexus tonight. Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Let's inspire each other to take that first simple step. And if you found real value and inspiration in our time together, if you learned something that can truly help, please show your support by giving this video a like to ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another video full of this kind of life-changing wisdom. Hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a community dedicated to living our best lives together. Finally, think of one person, just one. One person in your life, a spouse, a friend, a sibling who needs to hear this message today. And please share this video with them. You might just change their life. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, lifelong, and I'll see you in the next video.